Every day, life silently asks you one question. Are you in control of yourself, or are you reacting to everything around you? Most people never stop to answer it. They spend their lives reacting, resisting, and regretting. Stoicism exists to end that cycle. Stay with this video until the end, and you will learn how the Stoics built calm, discipline, and unshakable strength in a chaotic world. Why staying home is a Stoic act of power, not withdrawal. There comes a moment in a man's life when the world feels unbearably loud. Not just loud in sound, but loud in demands. Loud in expectations, loud in opinions, trends, drama, comparisons, and constant pressure to be out there. Modern culture teaches one dangerous lie, that power is built by being everywhere, knowing everyone, staying visible, staying busy, staying distracted. Stoicism teaches the opposite. It teaches that true power begins in retreat, not to escape life, but to reclaim command over oneself before returning stronger. Staying home, when done intentionally, is not avoidance. It is strategic withdrawal. And history proves this again and again. 1. The noise of the world is the enemy of clarity. The modern world floods the mind with constant stimulation. News cycles, social media, opinions, arguments, comparison, validation seeking. Most people never hear their own thoughts anymore. Marcus Aurelius warned of this centuries ago. Nowhere can a man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. Home, when chosen consciously, becomes that retreat. Not a place of laziness, but a place of mental recalibration. When you reduce external noise, something uncomfortable happens at first. You are forced to confront yourself. Your doubts, your fears, your unfinished goals, your lack of discipline. Most people avoid staying home because they fear this confrontation, but Stoicism teaches that what you avoid controls you. By staying home, you create space for stillness. In stillness, clarity emerges, and clarity is the foundation of wisdom. 2. Withdrawal is not weakness, it is preparation. Stoic philosophers often withdrew from society temporarily, not because they hated people, but because they understood a truth most men never learn. You cannot lead your life if your inner world is chaotic. A man who is constantly reacting cannot think. A man who is constantly stimulated cannot reflect. A man who is always social cannot build depth. Staying home gives you something rare, time without interference. Time to think deeply, time to examine your values, time to notice what truly matters and what does not. This is not isolation for comfort, it is isolation for strength. Just as warriors retreat to sharpen their weapons, the Stoic retreats to sharpen his mind. 4. Home as a Stoic sanctuary. When you stay home with intention, your environment changes function. It is no longer a place of consumption, it becomes a place of cultivation. Your home becomes a sanctuary for thought, a training ground for discipline, a laboratory for self-mastery. The Stoics believed that a man should be able to sit alone without distraction, because if he cannot sit with himself, he will forever be a slave to external comfort. Staying home strips away distractions. What remains is the truth, and truth, though uncomfortable, is always empowering. 5. Hearing your own voice again. One of the greatest losses in modern life is inner authority. People no longer trust their judgment. They outsource their thinking to crowds, trends, influencers, and noise. But when you stay home long enough, something subtle happens. Your inner voice returns. Not the anxious voice, not the ego voice, but the quiet, rational, grounded voice that Stoics valued above all else. This is the voice that asks, is this necessary? Is this aligned with my values? Is this worth my energy? Is this within my control? Without this voice, a man drifts. With it, he becomes unshakable. 6. The Stoic choice to step back. Staying home is not permanent withdrawal. It is intentional reduction. The Stoic does not disappear from the world. He chooses when and how to engage. This is the difference between a reactive man and a sovereign man. The reactive man is pulled everywhere. The sovereign man moves deliberately. And that sovereignty begins at home. Staying home builds discipline, emotional independence, and clear boundaries. Most people are addicted to movement. They confuse activity with progress, socializing with growth, busyness with importance. Stoicism exposes this illusion. A man does not become strong by constant stimulation. He becomes strong by restraint, and restraint is forged in solitude. 6. Discipline is built where distractions are removed. Discipline is not built in chaos. It is built in quiet repetition. When you stay home, you remove social pressure, unnecessary obligations, meaningless conversations, constant entertainment. What remains is choice. Do I read or scroll? Do I train or procrastinate? Do I create or consume? This is where discipline is trained. Seneca warned, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." Staying home teaches you to stay present, focused, and grounded, a skill most people never master. 7. The strength of sitting with your own thoughts. Most people cannot sit alone without reaching for distraction. Music, phone, messages, noise. This reveals a deeper problem. They are uncomfortable with themselves. Stoicism teaches that discomfort is not an enemy, it is a teacher. When you stay home and allow silence, your mind resists at first. Then it settles. Then it sharpens. You begin to notice patterns. What drains you, what excites you, what distracts you, what truly matters. This awareness is impossible in constant social motion. 8. Distance reveals who truly belongs in your life. One of the hidden benefits of staying home is clarity about people. When you step back, you notice who only contacts you when they need something, who brings negativity or chaos, who respects your boundaries, who disappears when you stop entertaining. Distance reveals truth. Stoicism values quality over quantity in relationships. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. Staying home helps you protect your peace by shrinking your circle, not out of bitterness, but out of wisdom. 10. Emotional independence, the core of Stoic freedom. Most people depend on others for entertainment, validation, and emotional regulation. This dependence creates weakness. Epictetus taught, freedom begins when you no longer depend on things outside your control. Staying home teaches emotional self-sufficiency. You learn to enjoy your own company, regulate your emotions, find meaning without applause. This creates quiet confidence, the kind that does not need to announce itself. 10.
solitude as training, not escape. Solitude is feared because it removes distraction, but Stoics saw solitude as training for life. A man comfortable alone is dangerous because he cannot be manipulated by loneliness. He does not chase attention. He does not fear silence. He does not beg for validation. He chooses connection rather than needing it.
Solitude, skill, and inner mastery, preparing to return stronger. Staying home is not the destination, it is the preparation phase. Stoicism is not about hiding from the world, it is about returning to it stronger, calmer, and more capable. Number 11. Your home as a training ground. Every great thinker, leader, and philosopher spent long hours alone, not wasting time, but building depth. Your home becomes a place to read, a place to learn, a place to train, a place to create. While others chase stimulation, you develop skills quietly. This is Stoic advantage. Progress made in silence compounds without interference. Number 12. Conserving energy for what truly matters. Energy is finite. Every unnecessary outing leaks it. Every pointless conversation drains it. Every social obligation costs attention. Stoics were ruthless about energy conservation. Staying home teaches you to say no without guilt, to protect your time, your focus, your mental clarity. A focused mind is sharper than a busy one. Number 13. Becoming comfortable with solitude. Stoicism draws a hard line. Weak men fear being alone. Strong men learn from it. Solitude strengthens emotional resilience, self-trust, purpose. When you enjoy your own company, you stop chasing people. When you stop chasing people, you regain dignity. This is not arrogance, it is wholeness. Number 14. Returning to the world with authority. After solitude, a Stoic returns differently. Calmer, clearer, less reactive, more selective. He is no longer pulled by noise. Because he has built a strong inner world, and the world outside can no longer shake him. Final Stoic reflection. Staying home is not hiding, it is rebuilding. It is how you protect your peace, sharpen your mind, discipline your habits, reclaim control over your life. The man who masters himself in silence cannot be controlled by chaos. This is Stoic wisdom. This is inner mastery. This is how you rise quietly while the world remains distracted. You don't need to escape the world. You don't need to control others. You don't need perfect conditions. You need mastery over your own mind. Because when your inner world is stable, no external storm can shake you. This is not ancient philosophy. This is how strong people survive and rise quietly.